always ready. You're not always ready. Sometimes.
But I am.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Aaron, play the thing. Play the thing. I'm ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what? You know who else was ready?
Who's that?
Them Chargers and Raiders. Them Chargers and them Raiders.
Hey, they were ready. At least, most 10 of the 11 offensive players for the Chargers were ready. That 11th guy, Phillip, he was he was doing his own thing today. Or yesterday, as it were, yeah.
Welcome everyone. This episode will be a sports episode. So sit down if you're driving or if you're at work or if you're somewhere relaxed and lay back. And
why were they not sitting while they were driving?
Why would they not be? Well, maybe.
Were they laying down?
Yeah, they'd be laying down. I said sit back and relax.
Oh, okay.
Get comfortable.
Okay.
Obviously they're sitting. Unless they have the ability to fly, but if that's the case,
you know what? It could be a self-driving car. Tesla has the self-driving cars, and so they've put the autopilot, and they're just laid in the back seat now.
Do you trust that?
I don't, and neither should they. So get out of the back seat, get back into the driver's chair, and driver's command station.
I disagree. Sit back and listen to us. The Tesla has you. You are good to go.
It is
relax.
Safe.
Yeah,
it is safe.
We're going to talk about this one of these days. Autopilot. I am strictly one of these years in fantasy football. I will strictly just pick off rankings alone.
I feel like you do that right now. You go rank, trash, rank, trash, because you like to throw in your own little dash of stuff.
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Howard picks last year. Your Baker
No.
Picks
It started this year. Picking Alvin Kamara when I should have.
Do you remember who I said should be the number one draft pick?
Yeah, you said CMC.
That's right. Because I trust Christian McCaffrey. Everything he does, I said, I've seen enough. He will be the man.
He is the man, isn't he? And last time we spoke, you were talking my man down as if he wasn't the MVP. He is the MVP.
I wasn't talking him down.
You were. You said number 4.
I wasn't talking him down. Yeah, 4 is good.
No, it's not. It's not great. It's not the most valuable player.
There are 1,500. You know why? Because his position is harder to win from.
I don't care. When you think of the Texans, what do you think of?
Deshaun Watson.
When you think of the Seahawks, what do you think of?
Russell Wilson.
When you think of the Patriots, who do you think of?
Tom Brady.
When you think of the Panthers, who do you think of?
Christian McCaffrey.
When you think of the Rams, who do you think of?
Yeah, Jared Goff, actually.
My point
Last year
is,
was Todd Gurley.
And when you think of the Baltimore Ravens, who do you think of?
Lamar Jackson.
That's my point. All those teams, you think of quarterback. When you think of Panthers, you think running back. That's my point. He is the guy on the team. He is the most valuable player to the Panthers.
That is true. But being the most valuable player to the Panthers doesn't make you necessarily the most valuable player in the NFL. And the quarterback position, just based on general principle, is the more valuable position. Like it's just general. If you had the fastest car in San Diego, that does not mean you have the fastest car in America. And I don't care if by far you're so much better than every car in the city.
How do you know you have the fastest car in America?
What I'm saying, because you look at what other cars are doing. And while you may be great, a big fish in a small pond, you're just not that good. You're not that guy.
No, that analogy doesn't work. How do you, if you're the fastest car in Texas, how do you find out who's faster in Texas versus San Diego?
You're a car racing against jets, because everyone else is a jet around the country, and you got a fast car. Like, this is the fastest car by so much. Yeah, but you're competing against jets.
But running backs have won. You know what?
The last running back to win the MVP, who?
Who, me? I don't know. Adrian Peterson.
And he didn't deserve it. Should have been Peyton Manning.
I don't care. He won it.
Didn't deserve it. Should have been Peyton Manning. I'm just saying, that's where we are. Before that, LaDainian Tomlinson. And then before that,
did you see that MJD, Maurice Jones-Drew, wrote an article saying why CMC should be MVP?
Did he write it from the future?
This year, man. He wrote it this year.
I know, but did he write it from like the Christmas of this year? Because that's when he would have to be writing it for me to care what he thinks. Like, it doesn't. Here's the problem, right? We're talking about Christian McCaffrey like he's a bum. You are. I am. And the key is that you're not respecting what Russell Wilson's done. That's the problem. Like,
what I'm seeing from Russell, it's good.
It's the best by a lot.
No,
by a lot.
It's not.
He's the best by a lot.
And you want to know something else? Something else you said to me. You said to me, and you tried to be slick when you said it. Okay, and I wrote it down. And then I re-listened to you say it just to make sure I had it correct.
Yeah.
To quote Rubizmo.
Go ahead.
I didn't put Saquon number 4. I didn't put Zeke number 4. And I think they're better running backs. That's what you said.
Right.
You think Saquon and Zeke are better running backs than CMC?
Oh, yeah. You didn't have to go to the history on that. I could have told you that live right here. Ezekiel Elliott, Saquon Barkley, possibly Alvin Kamara are better running backs than Christian McCaffrey.
Are you familiar?
Maybe even Dalvin Cook. Maybe even Melvin Gordon.
Did you see the article written by Michael Gelkin?
No, I don't follow Gilkin.
With Ezekiel Elliott and what he had to say about other running backs. He is quoted saying,
something magnanimous, I'm sure.
I think there's been running backs that have played better than me this year. I don't think it bothers me. It kind of adds a little fuel to the fire. I've got some work to do. That's all. Bam. Yeah. He's admitting it. And, he's talking about Dalvin Cook because, Vikings are going to play the Cowboys. But he's also talking about CMC. So when you said Zeke and Saquon are better, Zeke himself admits CMC is better.
I think that when we talk about these running backs, and just in general, I want to make sure I say this. Just because you've produced doesn't mean you're better.
Why would Zeke say that?
I think Zeke is being magnanimous. I think he's giving credit to where credit's due. It's like when you ask Tom Brady who's better, he always says Peyton Manning's better. That kind of thing. Now, he's telling the truth, but I think in this case, Zeke's just being kind. Zeke's just sort of saying the right thing.
What in the world is Zeke better than CMC at?
Running.
In what way?
Taking contact. Truck-sticking defenders. Like, you think about this for a second. Like, CMC's production, a lot of it comes from checkdowns, right? He gets like 5, 6, 7 targets per quarter.
Zeke takes checkdowns too.
Not like CMC.
Exactly. Not like CMC, you're right.
But that's because he has a better quarterback.
No, because CMC is also a really, really, really good receiver.
That's because he has a better quarterback. So when you have a great quarterback that can lace the ball deep, you're just going to chuck it more.
Ruben, if you
that's simple.
Last time we said if Zeke were a Panther,
he'd be getting 8 targets a game. He'd be running all over.
I don't think he could do it. He couldn't do it.
The key here, again, I didn't put Saquon. I didn't put Zeke. I didn't put any other running backs at 4. I think McCaffrey.
You still said it.
Right. I think they're better running backs. They haven't produced as well this year, but I think they're better running backs. You talk about what we're talking about is
not this year.
I think they're still better running backs. I just don't think they've played as well so far. Their stats don't show or nor reflect the caliber of opponents that they've played. Or the way that
if that's what you're saying, then Todd Gurley's still the best running back.
He's not, because he has looked bad. He has not looked good. You got to look good.
Zeke ain't always looking good.
He's got like 300-yard rushing games in a row.
Because he plays behind the best offensive line in football.
They were missing 2 tackles for
I don't care.
Games.
The best O-line in football.
And he's producing. And he would have more touchdowns, but they keep throwing touchdowns from afar. Like, that's not his fault. They're great from every angle.
Put CMC on the Cowboys.
That's all I'm saying.
And see what he would do.
I think he would be great. Again, you're mischaracterizing the position.
No, I'm not. You won't say he's MVP. That is my position.
The comparison isn't Zeke versus McCaffrey.
It's Zeke versus the world.
It's McCaffrey versus the world.
It's CMC versus the world.
It's Russell Wilson as number 1.
No, it's not.
The quarterback is more instrumental to the success of the team than any position in any sport in America.
Except this year, it is CMC.
100% remains true this year. I don't.
Which is why he is the most valuable player.
No, that's why Russell Wilson is the most valuable player. And the fact that you continue to just try to hold them back. Do you know what the Panthers' record is?
It's not as good as the Seahawks.
That's right. And how much does record matter to you?
To me? I mean, depends on the team.
Because they're 5-3.
Yeah.
Seahawks are 7-2.
That's not that. What's one game?
It's 2 games.
Wait, have the Seahawks had a bye week yet?
No.
Exactly. One game.
Yeah, but they're 2 games ahead in the win column.
Okay.
Russell Wilson has been instrumental in these wins.
Seahawks probably lose Monday.
They may or may not. But the key here is that Russell
you're going to make me root against Russell just to shut you up.
Right, but then you're rooting for Garoppolo, right? Because undefeated gets a MVP.
It's the defense. It's going to be the defense. He's going to get strip sacked. He's going to throw up 2 pick sixes. 2. This may be a little hate, but I hope Russell throws not 1 but 2 pick sixes.
How many touchdowns does he throw on Richard Sherman?
On Richard, 0.
Oh, I think he throws one on Richard.
0.
Now, when I say on Richard Sherman, this may not.
You mean a jump ball to Josh Gordon
or
DK?
Yeah, or a prayer right over Sherman's fingertips to Tyler Lockett, because Sherman still thinks he's good.
He is,
but I'm going to show. Russell's.
You think you're Russell now? This is why Russell's your number one.
I'm sorry, I'm embodying the greatness of Russell within myself. I apologize for that.
Could have used that greatness in Super Smash Brothers.
You know what? If Russell was in Super Smash Brothers, he'd be MVP of that too.
I'd dominate him too.
I would not be surprised to see Russell Wilson lace one right over the fingertips of Sherman for a touchdown this coming game. Sherman talked his mouth.
Let's make a bet.
There it is. It's already been set. Bet has been laid.
Wait, done. What are the wait? What are the parameters?
Whatever stakes you want. I have Russell Wilson with a touchdown on Richard Sherman in this. That's a very specific bet.
Yeah, like,
he could throw 5 touchdowns and none of them could go on Sherman.
And Richard may not get an interception.
And the problem is Richard doesn't travel.
No, he doesn't.
So if Tyler's on the other field, they've slotted out like I can't.
They're not going to throw it at Richard.
He will not shy away from Richard. I promise you that. If the throw is there, he'll throw it. Richard is an average quarterback or average cornerback as far as Russell Wilson is concerned. Doesn't matter at all to him. And not only that, but he's also the man that almost fractured the locker room. Let's not forget he was the one complaining about the decision to pass the ball in the Super Bowl. Took it out on Russell.
Someone had to say it.
They wanted to make
Someone had to say it.
Everyone
I'm glad Richard said it.
Literally everybody at home said it. I said it. I fell on the floor crying. Grown man in tears on the ground.
What I was doing?
What are you doing?
I was celebrating.
Are you a Patriot fan?
I was celebrating. It was me and like 2 other guys, but one for sure. We were the only ones celebrating.
How could you support that wretched, cheating, blood diamond-filled organization?
First off, I live in America. It's the American way. Second off, because the Patriots work harder, they work smarter, they're disciplined, and I respect that. I can't stand teams who let these boys do what they, and I mean,
how'd that work on Sunday for them?
What are you talking about?
The Patriots.
I told you they got smacked in the mouths. Don't you worry. 11 will be there.
All that discipline.
11 will be there.
I'm just saying.
Don't you worry.
You talking about all the discipline, the hard work.
You know, Julian's gonna run some extra miles.
I saw Julian dropping
for
balls.
That fumble, and for the drop, and for the fumble.
Yeah. Hey, good luck with that. Here comes the meat of the schedule. So I'm excited to see what the Patriots bring to the table. I think you're excited.
I am.
Of course, they take a beat down. I think their next game is against the Eagles. That's a
W.
It should be a W because they get a bye week. After the cupcake schedule starts, they get a taste of some of the teeth of the schedule. They get smacked in the mouth, as you said. And immediately the NFL has to back off and say, whoa, let them adjust.
The schedule
back
was put in place already.
I'm just saying it's a very convenient way to help the Patriots out. And it sickens me. Absolutely sickens me.
Why don't you like the Patriots, man? They're the best
I don't like an organization that gets by cheating. And that's exactly what they've done.
They all cheat.
They have been fined. Players and coaches have been suspended. Owners have been fined.
They're under a bigger scope than other teams.
Name another team that has had anything like Seattle hasn't had that. And they were the big dog on the West Coast.
Name another team with so much success in our era
because they cheat
as the Patriots.
Because they cheat.
All right, so
it's factual.
So Spygate, I will give you Spygate.
You'll give me Spygate. Yeah. It happened. Literally, the coaching staff, Eric Mangini, squealed on it. He said, "Bill, I know how you cheat. Don't do it to my Jets when we play." Bill did it anyway, and that's when Eric Mangini blew the whistle. Said, "Hey, they were cheating. We cheated the entire time. That's how we stopped the greatest show on turf." Suddenly, this no-name band of defensive players stopped the greatest show on turf out of nowhere.
I remember. I was heartbroken. Yeah. I'm still a little angry about it. Yeah. With that being said.
Not just them, because they caught it years later. Yeah. So it was them. It was the Panthers.
Everyone cheats, man.
But they are habitual and overtly they're malicious cheaters.
No, because they were winning. If someone else was cheating and winning, then they would have looked into it like that.
No, you know what this is? This is somebody flirting with somebody at work while they're married and having a good time, giving compliments here and there and smirks and smiles. Patriots are renting hotel rooms. Okay, that's what they're doing with people at work.
What do you mean?
They're doing more than flirting. They're going all the way. All right, they're going all the way every time. And everybody is none of the wires are for it. And then when they get caught, they're just like, "Oh shucks, what do you know? My bad." And people just pretend like, no, they're just the greatest person.
No. The reason they're getting caught because they are that guy who is that good looking, and the girls, you know what they start doing? They start snooping. They start following him, and that's how he's figured out. But then there's some other guys out there. They're cheating too.
Name another organization that's been caught.
They ain't been caught because they ain't succeeding.
The Eagles won.
You know what's sad? Teams are cheating and not winning to the success of the Patriots.
How did that work for them Eagles?
What are you talking about? Fly Eagles fly. They beat the Patriots.
Darn right they beat the Patriots.
Just like the Giants got the Patriots 2 times.
2 times?
Yeah, what's your point?
Where'd all that cheating go? It's interesting.
That's my point.
It's interesting that after they get caught for cheating, suddenly things happen.
What do you mean? They just won last year. Did they cheat?
What do you mean? No, that was McVay failing. The millennial generation.
You're a boy. You got top 5.
Yeah. Just because you're top 5 doesn't mean you can't fail.
Oh,
LeBron's the greatest baller of all time. He's got a few losses on his record.
There are certain ways to fail that is acceptable.
Well, when you're going
the way McVay failed, the way Cam Newton failed in the Super Bowl, the way Matt Ryan and Kyle Shanahan failed in the Super Bowl, unacceptable.
As you'll recall,
and your Broncos, by the way.
In my coaching stats, I had Belichick 1. So when you lose to number 1, I'm not going to hold that against you.
Broncos.
The Broncos lost. It was awful, and I blame John Fox, and I will never forgive him for this terrible decision to not practice with noise. Who doesn't practice with crowd noise? They're like, we're playing Seattle. We're playing 12th man. You know what? Cut the speakers. We want to be able to hear everything. First play, right over the head.
But if you believe in Peyton so much, it wouldn't have happened. Shouldn't have happened.
It didn't. It shouldn't have happened. The problem was this center, this herky-jerky, jittery center, just got scared. I can't help it. When people get scared, there's nothing I can do.
You know what?
Peyton and I were out there alone.
Something scared. That whole squad looked scared.
Terrible.
The Seahawks were knocking them boys, and it's another reason I hate Demaryius Thomas.
You took it out of me. I was going to drop Demaryius Thomas. When Peyton threw a beautiful, simple crossing pattern to Demaryius.
Crossing, though. You know what's coming.
Early in the first game.
You know what's coming, though.
Early in the first quarter. And he took a smack from Cam Chancellor that sent him about 6 yards in the air backwards. From that moment, I didn't see anyone. From that moment on, it was Peyton. It was me on my couch. That was it. Nobody else was about to do anything.
Yeah, because we all saw it. We said, oh, my God. These Seahawks put their hands and ripped the heart out of their chest.
And going into that game, I said, number 1 defense, our Broncos, we're gonna put that name to the test. They've never seen an offense like us before.
Oh, you were one
greatest
of those.
Offense.
You were one of those.
Conversely, I was aware that we're the greatest offense, and Seattle said, you've never seen a defense like us. I believe that defense is the greatest defense of all time.
It's not. And you haven't seen
that Seattle Seahawks defense. Now, here's what drives me up a wall about the Patriot fans and ESPN and all of them in the Northeast, is that the Seahawks made it back the next year, the Patriots win, and they pretend that the Patriots beat the Legion of Boom defense just like what dominated the Broncos last year. And everyone knows, very much validated, that team was injured and shattered. We had injuries during the game. There were injuries in the practices leading up to it that required surgery on like 5 or 6 different players on that defense.
I don't care.
It was a shell of the same defense.
I don't care.
And so when they say, well, look at how they're just coming back from them, it's not the same. Like, they're wearing the Seahawk jersey, but when you can't lift your arm, when you can't tackle somebody, that makes a difference. And so it's that kind of just jading the records. You know, it's like when they say Michael Jordan never missed a game winner kind of thing, or Michael Jordan always made the right decision, but I watched him pass to Steve Kerr, or I watched him let Paxson take the jumper. We're going to just pretend that didn't happen. I don't live in fantasy land. That's the key.
But you play fantasy football.
Yeah, I do. And you know who I played this Thursday night?
You play Keenan.
Keenan Allen. Thank the heavens.
Well, hold up now. Another thing you said on the last sports podcast, you said that the Panthers. You said that I just don't like bummy teams. You said that the Chargers.
They're 5-3.
I don't care. I don't like the Panthers. The only thing I like about the Panthers is CMC.
They're in the heat of the playoff race.
Anyways, because they're one and done. The Chargers and Raiders. You said the Chargers would probably score about, I think you said 3 or 7 points.
I said 3 or 7 points?
Oh, yes, you did.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny because...
Oh, I'm sorry. I actually wrote this down. You said, quote, Chargers will only put up 6 points. I'm glad I wrote pat on the back. You know what? This came from Aaron. Thank you, Aaron. I know. I'm sorry.
I'm beginning to... You know what? Every time there's a questionable situation, Aaron can never find the video clips I need. You can never find the stats I need, the quotes I need. This is a clearly biased turn of events.
Yeah.
This has become a 2-on-1 situation.
I know how to sweet talk to Aaron,
I'm not sweet talking.
And that's the difference. And that's why I have these quotes on deck.
Now because...
No. 6 points. You want to talk about that? Because they put up more than 6.
They did put up more than 6. They absolutely put up more than 6. But that just goes to show you my lack of belief in the Chargers. And in a way, it shows you how right I was. I was right.
6 points.
Not to believe in them.
6 points.
Did you say I said points, not picks? Because I might have said 6 picks.
You said
Phillip was close to doing it. Okay?
He looked bad.
He looked terrible. The point here is that the Chargers don't show up. They find a way to snatch defeat from
the
jaws
up.
of victory. I didn't see it.
It was. I said this will be an entertaining game, and it was an entertaining game.
It turned out to be an entertaining game. I wasn't entertained.
Why were you not? Oh, you said you
because the Chargers are trash, and I dared not get my hopes up, my excitement up, my blood pressure up. I wasn't even going to cheer. I was waiting on failures to happen, and you saw it early when Melvin Gordon was chunking them off for 6 and 7 yards per carry, and they got right to about the 4-yard line. I said, Melvin, go to the bench. Austin, get out here.
Yeah.
Let's go into shotgun and try to find a way to throw this in the end zone from 4 yards rather than do the exact same thing we've been doing the entire time to get down here.
You got to mix things up. You got to catch the defense, catch it by surprise.
No, you don't. If you're a championship organization, you don't do that.
They're not.
Exactly. That's why I put them at 6.
That's why the Patriots would have handed that ball to Stoney.
No, they handed it to Burkhead. It screwed up somebody's fantasy team.
That's fine.
They've been Brandon Bolden around the outside.
Burkhead, Bolden, Sonny.
They have some other new running back that they drafted. He'd gone around the outside. The fullback.
Do you remember when Cordero Patterson was running with them?
Yeah, I remember Cordero there. Whoever you need, they're not using that person. I'm just going to let you know
what other team is doing that? Making it happen with all these running backs.
Let me ask you this. When they were making it happen this past Sunday with all the running backs, what happened? Did Baltimore
You didn't answer
make
my
it
question
happen?
first. You didn't answer my question.
Well, Baltimore's got a lot of running backs. The Niners have a lot of running backs. The Eagles have got multiple backs going. I love what I'm saying.
Patriots have been doing this for years. Oh, you know what? These teams are modeling the Patriot way.
Are you saying the Patriots are a run-dominant team?
I'm saying they have a lot of backs.
Are you saying that they're a run-dominant team?
No, I didn't say that. I say they have a lot of backs.
That don't mean nothing to me.
It means something to me.
It didn't mean anything in that Super Bowl against the Eagles. When Brady threw for 500 yards.
The Eagles. That was a trash defense game there. But
maybe
Falcons game?
Maybe they should have run a little more. Maybe. They should, and they could have slowed that game down, and Brady wouldn't have had to go for 5 bills.
Maybe.
Just saying. Yeah, the Falcons game, Falcons should have run it. I've been saying the same thing too. Teams are so quick to want to be so high flying and flashy and all that. Sometimes you just gotta punch a guy in the mouth. That's what it's about. This is mano a mano, a man imposing his will on somebody. And teams they're just afraid to do that now. They want to be high flying and it's coming back to bite them.
Not all these teams. Some of these teams in this league like that John Gruden style, that old school, I'm throwing to the fullback type of offense. I can't stand watching the Raiders play football. I'm sorry. I don't like it. Now, I know they want the old school style, the rough, tough guys. Right. And they kind of had that. They had that with their rookie safety. What was his name?
He was
Riley?
hurt. Oh, I know you're talking about.
He was great for in the show Hard Knocks. He hurt himself, hitting gas too hard. So they had him. They had Vontaze Burfict, but he's gone. Okay, and they used to have Khalil Mack, and that would have been all levels. That would have been at the safety level, linebacker level, and the D-line level. All these things are gone. So I know what Gruden's trying to do. He's trying to put in a nasty attitude for the Oakland Raiders.
Jonathan Abrams?
Thank you. Jonathan Abrams. And
they're putting in tough guys. It's interesting because they got rid of Khalil Mack.
Yeah, that's it. They got rid of Khalil Mack. So they don't have it. And on offense, who's a nasty guy? They don't have any nasty guys.
I'll tell you who I like. The thing. Well, one, Richie Incognito.
I was just about to say that. They have Richie. So
Josh Jacobs looks kind of nasty to me.
He looks good.
I like Josh. I liked him coming into this year, and I want to apologize to Josh Jacobs. Because while I liked him, I said I thought he would be the LeGarrette Blount of this season.
What does that mean?
I thought he would get about 16 touchdowns, but I thought it would just be goal line dives. I didn't know he had this kind of speed and wiggle to him. He's more than just a hammer. This guy is a sophisticated sludge.
He don't look like a hammer.
Not at all. Not like coming into the draft, starting the season. I just said this team is just going to have to smash at the goal line because that's going to be their bread and butter.
And that's what Gruden likes to do.
But he's a fantastic running back. Let me ask you this, though, because I like to project forward a lot of times to just think, next year, fantasy draft comes around, where is Josh Jacobs?
I would say in a 10-team league.
12-team. We don't do 10 teams here. 12-team league is the standard number of teams we're going to adjust for. Are we talking a second-round pick?
I would say 112 or 2-1. 2-2.
He's right up there.
Yeah.
He's right, and he's a really, really good running back.
Did I say around 12? But first
you said
like 12th pick.
Yeah.
Like 12th pick.
112 or 2-1.
Okay,
yeah.
112. Yeah, 112 or second round early pick.
That's kind of where guys ahead of Todd Gurley, ahead of Joe Mixon. Joe, would you take him over DJ?
David Johnson?
Yeah,
I'd take him over David Johnson. I'm never picking David Johnson again. He burned me last year. He still managed to finish in the top 10. I said, that's garbage.
Yeah, the strong 10-point games.
Yeah, get out of here.
Time and time again.
He didn't carry me not a single week. Did I say David Johnson won me this week?
that's really one of the keys of fantasy. It's not even just about getting a lot of points. You need the home run hitters.
I need that home run.
Speaking of home run hitters, though.
Aaron Jones?
No. There is the biggest home run hitter in the NFL is coming back this week. And my homeboy, Patrick Mahomes.
Oh, yeah.
They wiped away the tears, and he's finally ready to go. He's finally ready to go. I'm excited to see him back. I think Patrick Mahomes is one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL.
Whoa.
I like Patrick Mahomes.
No, that's not what you're on record for saying. You're on record saying he's overrated. He's not doing anything great, and he's only performing so well because he's in that offense. You said if Deshaun Watson was in that offense, he would do just as well.
No, I said that he's overrated. He is. I said that he's a crybaby because he cries for calls all the time.
He does not cry.
He begs for
that's
calls
my boy
like
Tom.
he's earned
That's
it.
my boy Phillip.
And that's Mahomes, always looking for the officials. Throw the ball and pay attention. Quit looking around. All right? And I said that, any quarterback with a big arm would succeed like that if they had the fastest humans alive lined up out wide.
So Joe Flacco right now.
If he had Tyreek Hill, he won with Torrey Smith.
No.
He won with
this Joe Flacco. This old, beat-up Joe Flacco.
Oh, he doesn't have that arm anymore.
He doesn't have that arm anymore?
Aaron Rodgers on the Chiefs would do exactly what Mahomes is doing, if not more.
What's Aaron Rodgers?
If Mahomes is the greatest thing since sliced
bread.
bread.
I didn't say that.
The people are.
Aaron Rodgers is the greatest thing since sliced bread.
Mahomes
Tom
has
Brady is the
head and
greatest thing
shoulders
since sliced
commercials.
bread.
Mahomes has head and
You
shoulder
know you
commercials.
like Mahomes in that Troy Polamalu commercial. You know you like it.
I could tell they were acting.
Yeah.
I could tell very much they were acting. I didn't believe his role.
What do you mean?
I didn't believe him. He's not a good actor. Showtime Mahomes is anything but Showtime.
So? I don't care.
Closing time Mahomes.
What about the Madden commercials?
I don't know if I've seen the Madden commercials. I fast forward through so many commercials. I don't know if I've seen it. So I don't want to criticize that one. I'm just, point here being, I think he's a very good quarterback. I think he can be very good and overrated at the same time. Right? So that's fair. Kate Upton is beautiful and also a little overrated. That's what I'm saying.
She ain't overrated. She is properly rated.
Yeah, but that depends on where you're rating her, I suppose.
Speaking of ratings, we left out Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson belongs in there ahead of your boy Andy Reid.
P. Well,
outside of my top 5, number 6, Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson.
And then maybe Gruden. Maybe.
Doug Peterson's in the conversation.
Yeah, he is. He should definitely kick out Kyle Shanahan or Sean McVay for you.
Whoa. He's got one time performing.
What?
One time
How
performing.
long? You put Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan in here, and they've been in the league.
Sean McVay's been innovative and special. Kyle Shanahan has been sensational.
He won with Nick Foles.
He won with Big Dick Nick has been sensational
What did I say?
for himself. And in fact,
what did I say?
Let me put Mahomes.
Do not call him that.
I want to put Mahomes on the back burner to talk about Nick Foles' return to Jacksonville.
He is not. That is not his name.
I'll wait till he shows up next Sunday.
That is not his name.
I got 2 Jaguar receivers on my fantasy squad. I'm probably starting both of them. I'm thinking about putting Sharknado and D.D. Westbrook out there.
Am I playing you?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Well,
lucky
don't
for you.
do it. Don't do it then.
Think
But
about
if you were
picking
playing
up
me,
Nick Foles too.
Do it.
I'm telling you, this is the time to do it. This is the time to pick up Nick Foles. Can he lead the Jaguars to the playoffs? Is there a way that he can actually show up and lead this team? Because he has that energy. Okay.
Why in the world do you like Nick Foles?
What do you mean? I think he's a fun quarterback.
Fun?
I think he's a championship quarterback. I think he's a good performing quarterback. Right. So their next game, they have the Colts. That's winnable. They got the Titans. W. Buccaneers go to Jacksonville. W. The Chargers show up. Double W. WWW. Then they go to the Raiders. Probably win that one. Then they got the Falcons. Slaughter them. I mean, I don't know how they don't win, the next 6 games. Easy.
Because Nick Foles ain't that good.
Yeah, he was that good when he won a Super Bowl.
Yeah, but the Eagles, better team.
Better team. That's
better
true.
coach.
Certainly a better coach. That is also true.
Does Doug Peterson kick out Sean McVay or Kyle Shanahan? These bums who did not know how to take out Bill Belichick in the Super Bowl?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because you can't.
What?
No, and I'll tell you why. Because you can't ride the coattail of a scintillating player and claim you did something great.
Who did he ride?
Nick Foles. Saint Nick.
Doug Peterson. Oh my God.
Shaq was on TNT just last night and said
about the diesel.
Coaching has nothing to do with it. It's about effort. Okay.
This is coming from a man who his entire life
Multiple
has been larger than life.
Multiple championships.
Life has come easy for him. It's different. Of course, he sees the thing like that.
If they lose, they lose because they gave poor effort. If they win, it's because they played harder. They played better. Coaching has nothing to do with it. You watch the huddles; they're just standing there, arms crossed. And the players have to play. That's all it is.
Rubizmo, let me.
That's just what the Diesel
Let me
said.
school you on something, okay, sucker.
I can't wait to get him on our podcast.
Okay, sucker. Look, The Diesel is talking about basketball. Basketball is different. You can draw up a play, and then a guy can get the ball in his hands, and he say, you know what? I'm just going to do what I want to do. But in football, every man has their own job. 11 on 11. It's not 5 on 5, 11 on 11. So when you call this play, you better get your act together. And that play is coming from who? In this particular situation, Doug Peterson. Doug Peterson is calling the plays, and the plays are being executed by the players. So it's not them not paying attention; they are paying attention. That does not work for basketball analogy. Does not work for football. You know that.
Here's what I do know. Where was all that genius the following year?
What are you talking about?
When they failed in the playoffs,
they lost.
Yeah, to the Saints. Right?
Yeah, who dropped the ball?
Alshon Jeffrey.
Exactly.
So was that coaching?
That's not coaching. That's on him.
Exactly. Players got to play.
Yeah, he got to play.
That's my point.
But he called the right play.
So is he a better coach or a worse coach?
He's still a good coach. So he's top 5.
Well, my point is, if the players execute, you're good. If the players don't, you're bad. Either you're good or bad.
No, because you have schemes. And that's why you put Kyle Shanahan and McVay in there, and the whole point. That's the whole point. You put them in the top 5 because of their schemes.
There were 2 huge controversial plays in the Eagles-Patriots Super Bowl, both touchdowns by the Eagles, and I was thrilled that it went the Eagles' way. But they both easily could have been called the opposite direction.
That was a catch.
I know. And Zach Ertz, maybe he fumbled, maybe he didn't. The Pittsburgh tight end fumbled when they played the Patriots, quote unquote.
But that was because of all that, they fixed it.
That's my point. So is Mike Tomlin lesser of a coach because
he makes my top 5? I don't know what you're talking about.
Man, you got 13 guys in your top 5. This is
Doug Peterson should make my top 5. He's number 6. But for you, he should absolutely boot Sean McVay and Kyle Shanahan, and you know it.
No
if
chance.
You are on a sideline and you're picking head coaches and Bill Belichick for a franchise, you have all you got your boy Cam, a healthy Cam. You get who else?
Careful if he ends up as a Patriot.
You got Keenan Allen. You like Keenan Allen. I forget who you have these man crushes on these players. You get all the handpicked players you like. And
you forgot Odell.
You got OBJ. OBJ is overrated.
You're out of your mind.
OBJ,
You're so wrong.
He has suspect hands.
The most talented receiver in football, Odell Beckham Jr.
Suspect hands is what he has.
They're not suspect. They're absolutely criminal. Those should be illegal. They're so good. Those hands are fantastic.
They're not that great. He drops a lot of passes.
Have you seen him in warm-ups?
You mean when he has nothing around him, no pressure, no pads, no defenders? Yeah, I've seen it.
No, when he's actually getting throws in the end zone.
I don't care.
Yeah, he can do that.
I don't care. Jarvis Landry can do that.
No,
I can do that. Put some headphones on me. Get me psyched up.
Oh, my gosh.
Get me hyped. Let me get one of them gloves.
No.
Only one. I don't need the other one. I just put it on one hand, and I'm a snack. I got hands, Rue. I got hands.
Yeah, you need to use them for typing because they don't belong nowhere around the football field. I got hands.
Anyways, you got your boy OBJ. You got your boy Cam Newton, which... I'm glad he's done. You got your boy Keenan Allen. I don't know how you can hate
a man that's brought nothing but joy to the world.
I hate on Cam.
Nothing but joy to the world.
I don't hate on Cam like I hate on Jameis. I can't stand Jameis, but
nothing but joy to the world.
I told you why I don't like Cam Newton.
His movie star good looks.
The Super Bowl.
His fashionability.
Jump on the ball.
Cam. You got to save your career.
His career is over now.
And look, and you would have had it ended even earlier had he jumped on the ball, potentially shattering his
He would have jumped on the ball, shattered nothing.
First of all,
I thought he was Superman.
That's a moniker.
I don't want to hear that. The man thinks he's Superman.
He might be. Came out that car accident, dragged himself on his back, just pulling himself out of a wrecked car. It was incredible, I heard.
I don't want to hear that.
I heard it was incredible. You guys can YouTube the story, hear the account of the man who saw him pull himself out. It was sensational.
Your boy Cam Newton, if he dives on the ball, they get the ball back.
Do they win the Super Bowl?
Maybe.
Because the Bronco defense was the number 1 defense that
maybe.
year. That Panther offense.
I said maybe, bro.
Was the number 1 offense.
Keep going? Okay, keep going.
We just saw the Broncos against the Seahawks. Number 1 defense versus number 1 offense. Defense wins.
Yeah.
2 years later, number 1 defense versus number 1 offense. Defense was dominating that game. For the first time, Von Miller sacked him and got the fumble. They were all over Cam.
Which is another thing, Cam. Where is your awareness? That was not a blind side sack.
No.
What's up with that, Cam?
I think sometimes you count on receivers to get open, and you're trying to hold and wait and hold.
No,
and wait.
He never even saw him. He was surprised Von Miller was coming his way.
Here's what I also want to say. Sometimes you don't want to necessarily force a throw or force a play.
What do you mean? He's Superman. If he saw Von coming, he would have made a move to try to run. That's what he did. A lot of scrambling that year.
It is a moniker.
You are throwing me off my track. You get your boy Cam in his prime. You get your boy Keenan Allen. You get your boy OBJ with the suspect hands. At least Keenan Allen got hands. He just ain't that fast. But you got OBJ with the suspect hands and the quickest feet in the league, whatever that means. I don't know who your running back is. Who's your favorite running back? I don't care who it is. Anyways, you get all these players, and Bill Belichick's gone, and your crappy list. Sean McVay is gone, and your crappy list. Kyle Shanahan is gone.
But go ahead.
And no. You're not picking players.
You said my favorite running back.
Oh, that's right, Le'Veon.
Le'Veon, flight 26.
Yeah, fatty. He shouldn't
What
have.
Don't you dare!
You should have stayed in the league. Now you look like crap.
Nope, he looks great.
Sam
you realize he's running back 15 on the year PPR leagues right now, and he has looked terrible. Keep that in mind. Running back 15, and he's looked terrible. Imagine if he had a quarterback. First of all, imagine if he wasn't playing with backup quarterbacks for 3
Sign
games.
with a better team.
The money will go where the money will go.
Yeah, and you know what? I'm glad he's taking his money because now he's looking like crap.
The problem was they lost their quarterback right off the first game. My man went out there kissing some high school girls, got mono, and next thing you know, a month later, he's gone.
Man, I don't want to hear
Then
about
the backup quarterback shatters his ankle in the first game. I said, we got a backup out here. Some guy that was flipping burgers at Whataburger
Bro,
2 days ago
this
is now...
This is the years of backup quarterbacks. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but this is backup.
Yeah, just like the Steelers.
Yeah, this guy was fired. Yeah, the Steelers were terrible.
Anyways.
Here, forget the losing teams. Forget your awful scenarios.
Oh,
Here's
no. Who are you picking as a coach?
I told you, Bill Belichick.
Gone, Bill Belichick, Kyle Shanahan's gone. You said Andy Reid made your top 5.
Pete Carroll as well.
Pete Carroll.
Right.
Are you then picking Doug Peterson next?
Because sometimes you gotta sort through the league and your head wasn't prepared for the. You gotta sort through the league.
Sean Payton.
It definitely wouldn't be Sean Payton. I don't want to be frustrated in the middle of a game with some stupid play calling.
But yet you have McVay and Kyle Shanahan.
And I have the most talented team that I need.
And Andy Reid.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, what do you? All these guys.
I might be looking at Frank Wright.
You know what?
I might be looking at Frank Wright.
Let's move on. You don't know how to win. This is why I like the Patriots.
Hold on. If I've
you
got
don't know
all
how
the
to
talent,
win.
Hold on, wait a second. If I've got all the talent,
you need the coach. Unlike Diesel.
No, I don't.
You need the coach.
Anybody could coach certain teams to greatness. Luke Walton was undefeated with the Warriors.
This is basketball, bro.
It's talent. Look at Luke Walton and the Lakers. Look at the Kings.
This is why,
and
we're going to talk about this another day. This is why basketball is not a great team sport, bro. It's not.
The best team sport. It just goes to show you.
What'd you say?
It might be the best team sport. Because you got to play both sides of the ball, communicate in multiple array of ways. But
They don't even play both sides of the.
Maybe that's how they do it in St. Louis.
That's what?
Maybe that's how y'all play ball in St. Louis. But out here in Cali,
I see how y'all play out here in Cali.
Have you seen Braun?
Y'all play offense.
We'll get to that another day.
And then y'all trot back the other side.
We'll get to that another day. That's a subject for another day when I have to educate on basketball.
Dare you? I'm gonna educate you on why basketball is not. Move on. No, you were saying something about the game of the week.
The game of the week, not just the game of the week, the game of the year so far.
What are you talking about?
In the NFL.
What?
Seahawks Niners might be the game of the year. I thought last week's Ravens Patriots was the game of the year.
That's not game of the year.
It is now this one. This is now the number one marquee game of the year.
It's not.
Two of the best teams in football.
Yeah.
Prime time Monday night.
But you know what it's missing? You know what it's missing?
What is it missing?
Two of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Oh, you got one of the best, and he's so much far and away the best that it carries the weight of the whole thing. You don't know if Jimmy Garoppolo's great yet?
I know he ain't great.
You don't know that. He's undefeated.
He ain't great.
How do you know that?
Eye test.
I'm just trying to figure, because Brady has 3 rings before he ever had, he won.
Eye test.
I'm saying.
Eye test. He doesn't pass the eye test. I don't look
Those 4 touchdowns last Thursday didn't pass the eye test?
Who'd they beat?
The Cardinals.
Thank you.
Feisty.
Thank you.
I'm just saying. You talking about a division opponent on a short week.
Yeah, enough said.
No running back.
Cardinals.
Who was the running back?
The Cardinals, bro.
Oh, who was the running back?
Kenyon Drake.
How many days had he been on that team?
I don't know, 3 days.
3 days. He had a nothing burger running back. All they could do was throw to the number one receiver who they've had for about a week, and he still found that connection.
To my Emmanuel Sanders?
Hey,
I was talking about the Cardinals.
Yeah, I know. 6 days. He's playing with the kids from the park. He don't even know them. Teams don't even know routes.
It's the same offense.
They barely even know the plays.
What are you talking about?
Sanders and Drake. They barely knew where to go.
Bro,
Jimmy was feeding them.
Now,
I'm not a Jimmy GQ fan necessarily.
Exactly. He didn't impress me.
The team hasn't impressed me because I'm not certain what they are. Their defense was so good early, and they played such trash opponents.
Yeah, like the Patriots.
Exactly. It's a real suspect, isn't it? Everyone connected to New England somehow gets those easy. Anyway, they got such an easy schedule early.
Yeah, man.
That
they've earned the right. The Patriots have.
They've
earned the right to have an easy schedule.
What have the 49ers earned?
Nothing. They sucked last year. When you suck, you have a weaker schedule.
Theoretically.
Yeah. That's all it is. Next year, their strength of schedule will be better.
Maybe. We'll see how far they go. They might lose 8 in a row. Who knows? I don't know.
I doubt that.
We will see. Point here being, this is the game. This is a measuring stick. And I thought that when they played the Rams, that would be a measuring stick game.
And what did I tell you about that game?
I don't remember what you said.
I said the Rams are going to lose.
Yeah, see, lack of confidence in the team. And
when you know your team, as I do, I was right.
And see, I didn't think so. I thought the Rams would show up. They didn't show up. They played poorly, and it turned out that wasn't a measuring stick game at all.
Well, I already told you, I'm rooting against Russell. He's going to throw two pick sixes.
I think it's the game of the year, thus far. Up to this point, a 7-2 team versus an 8-0 team, without
I thought
question.
The game of the year was the Patriots and Ravens.
It was, and now we have a new one as of right now. But as of this week, because this game is now better than even that Ravens. Because Patriots were undefeated. Yeah. But now the Niners are undefeated. And the Ravens didn't have nearly as good a team as the Seahawks. So, I mean, this is what we're talking about. I'm really, really excited. See, I was in Chipotle the other day. And the chef behind the counter last week, he saw myself and another black guy in line amidst a crowd of people. And he's up there chopping like the carne asada me. He's like, "Hey, brothers, y'all see the game before you came here?" The Niners and Cardinals were playing. I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What was it? Who's winning at half?" It's like, "Niners winning at half." He had a Niner hat on. He had a Niner chain around his neck. He's like, "Good." And he went back to chopping. So yesterday I went there to Chipotle and got my bowl. It said it was National Prepare a Meal for Your Spouse Day or whatever you said it was.
Men cook for dinner. Or men cook dinner.
Right. So I was at Chipotle and I was back there, and I saw the same chef. And I looked back. I said, "Yo, man." He looked up from cutting the meat again. I said, "You ready for Russell Wilson?" And he looked at me dead in the eyes. He said, "Never scared. Never scared." I said, "Never scared?" He said, "Never scared." I said, "You better be." He said, "I know." Started to laugh, talking about the teams had a little easy schedule. He's nervous. Yeah. This is the biggest game they've had. Yeah. Now, that's a Niner fan telling me that. Yeah. He said it's such a big game. He's actually said, "I'm taking them off Monday." Now, Monday is a holiday. I don't know how it works at Chipotle. Yeah. But
they'll be open.
I think they're open, right? So he's actually taking the day off. Yeah. Because he said he was going to take the day off and order pizza to watch that game. Yeah. So he's dropping his job, cutting meat at Chipotle for this game. That's how big this game is.
Don't get me wrong. I love the Seahawks and Niners matchup. Okay. That was one of the greatest NFC Championship games I've ever seen. Do you remember the game? Kaepernick, Russell. What?
Didn't they go back to back? I remember the one
not for the championship.
Where Sherman.
That's the one I'm talking about. Yeah. Or Richard Sherman when he came down to Sherman and Crabtree. Yeah. And he had that interview with Aaron Andrews after the game. Ooh, that was very entertaining.
I like it.
I was with my homeboy and we were like, "Oh my God, I've never watched a post game."
I was hyped. I was hyped.
Were you hyped?
Yeah, I was. He was hyped. I was hyped. I was excited.
What did he say? Something along the lines of,
"He's trash. Don't you ever try me with a sorry receiver like that."
Did you notice in that taping when you watch it, he almost dropped the N-bomb because he was talking trash. Yeah. And he's like, "Don't you ever talk about me?" And she's like, who's talking about you? He said, "Crabtree." He called himself.
Yeah. Richard Sherman also posted something recently showing he has the lowest passer quarterback rating against him right now.
Don't talk so highly about Richard. You don't like him because you said you knew he was lying when he was talking about Baker. You knew he was lying.
I did, and I was right. I was proven right by video evidence.
But you knew because you don't like him.
I didn't particularly like him as a Seahawk, and Russell Wilson smoothed over his harsh exterior because Russell's so good that people are like, "Well, Russell's good, so it's okay."
Richard Sherman is very good.
Was.
Yeah, he was very good. Now he's just good.
He is a better athlete than I. He is a successful man, both educationally and athletically.
Stanford, right?
Yeah, Stanford. And did he get a degree?
Yeah,
I think he got his degree.
Of course, he got a degree.
No, because every athlete doesn't necessarily go away to a degree.
I think
he got I dare say he might have a grad school degree, but I'm not going to go that far.
I would say communications, if I had to guess.
And so he's a very well thought out person.
Blah. What we getting to?
I think he has bad decisions and bad thoughts and generally speaking bad ideas about
all
things.
the players in the league, he ain't bad at all.
I mean, in
there's some true knuckleheads out there.
There are some true knuckleheads, and one of them might be on the other side of the field. Josh Gordon going right up against him, only one puff away from a lifetime ban. But we're willing to risk it just to get this game going.
Isn't that something they're willing to take Josh Gordon and not AB?
Well, AB can't get cleared, right? He keeps telling everybody he wants to quit.
But then he just recently came back, and he's walking it back. He's saying that he wants to play in the league.
Ah, man, I think so.
If AB was in the league, I can easily demolish your OBJ best receiver statement. But he's not, so I can't.
He's not. I think that Odell was better from further out than Antonio Brown.
What?
And
what do you mean by further out?
What I mean by that is if I threw it to Odell at the 50, I feel like he was fast enough and jukey enough to get around anybody score. But if I threw it to Odell at like the 5, I'm not certain he could get in as well as if I threw it to Antonio at the 5. I feel like he's got the kind of hips and feet.
Talking about the rack. So after he catches it and running. Okay.
No, not necessarily. It's the jukiness from like. Because there's a difference between catching at the 50 when you have the whole field to work with and you can take angles and kind of just outrun people certain ways versus catching at the 5 and there's like 5 defenders in front of you and you got to figure out how to wiggle between 3 guys to get in. That's
but see, the thing is, Antonio's so great at his route running.
He's amazing.
He doesn't have to do all that. Like OBJ,
amazing.
the only thing he's only good at 2 things.
Running and catching. That's pretty important.
No, he's only good at 2 things. He will make a spectacular one-handed catch every now and then.
Mm-hmm.
And he's good to take that slant to the house.
Those are 2 big things.
That's it.
He runs all the right. He has the entire route tree in his repertoire.
No.
Baker said they're going to make an effort to get him the ball.
I'm watching this game and I want to see.
I told you last week.
Browns are taking on the Bills. I'm going to see how this works out.
And you know what? Here's the problem with that game.
At home in Cleveland.
Here's the problem with that game. I actually kind of like the Bills.
Yeah.
I kind of like watching them. I've been pulling for them because I want somebody to dethrone the Patriots.
Of course, you hater.
Of course. And so I like and they should have beaten the Patriots earlier this year, but the Patriot defenders, the dogs,
blah blah blah. I want to
head hunting Josh Allen.
Hey Josh, you slide, you get knocked. You know what? I think these players should start hating these quarterbacks some more.
Maybe they should absolutely think about it, starting with Brady. Stop helping him up off the ground.
You know what's so great about the Patriots?
I saw Rivers.
They would win without Brady.
I saw Rivers get hit low. You know why they could win without Brady? Great coaching.
Exactly. I agree because coaching matters. Thank you.
When Brady is all you got.
Thank you. Because coaching matters. Thank you. You know what, Aaron? Are we done with the podcast?
Yeah, I know he would want to walk out on something like that. Unbelievable. I think coaching. I just told you what Shaq said.
What do you mean?
I just told you what Shaq said about.
I know that, but coaching matters, bro.
Yeah, Shaq disagrees. Players play hard.
I want to see if whatever that means from Baker throwing the ball to OBJ more often because I'm telling you. Oh, all right, here's the thing. To be honest and truthful, OBJ runs his routes and then he's not prepared for the ball.
He's not prepared. Well, the balls. Yeah, I wouldn't be prepared for a ball 3 feet over my head behind me.
No, I'm not talking about the bad passes.
He caught 5 out of 6 passes last week.
Bro, he drops a ball every game. Every game he drops a ball.
Means nothing when you're knocking home runs.
He ain't knocking home runs
because he can't get a look. That's the problem. When Jarvis Landry's getting 13 targets and Odell's getting 5, you've got a problem on that team. Odell should always be the number 1 target receiver for his team. How did Eli even maintain his job this long for 3 years?
He's got 2 rings.
I'm just going to keep throwing it to Odell. I'm just going to keep throwing
Odell's
it to Odell.
Odell's not even that big of a receiver.
And yet, he still has the record for receptions and yards since coming into the league. He's sensational. He's on pace for 1,300 yards right now. Like, it doesn't seem like it. He's still on pace to play well.
That's because this league passes so much.
Right.
It's not even impressive anymore.
Here's again, the key here to me is I said last week would be the breakout week. I said, play Odell. I like Odell.
You were wrong.
I don't know if I was wrong. 5 for 87?
Did he break out?
Wait, 5 for 87?
Is that a breakout?
Against Chris Harris?
I don't care about Chris Harris. It's OBJ and you.
Yeah,
OBJ's the greatest.
And he cooked Chris Harris a few times, too.
Chris Harris is getting old. They were looking to trade him. They were looking to trade Chris Harris.
Yeah, they were looking. They didn't. And Odell had to snatch the ball away on some of these awful Baker throws from Chris Harris and turn it into big plays.
So
I thought he had a very good game. I thought he had a 5
breakout game.
5 for 87 in a PPR. That's 13 points. That's not terrible. You're not dying on a 5 for 87.
It's not a breakout game.
It's not the breakout I wanted because he didn't get the touchdown look. Because when they got to the red zone, they decided, you know what? I've said it enough.
Next time you say breakout, you better throw some yards. You better throw some stipulations in there.
You know what? You're right because I always say Zeke's gonna give me about $120. He gave me about $138 last week. So. You know, when you see it coming, you see it coming.
Mm-hmm.
And this is one of those things that I think I see coming. I told you it was going to be a breakout game before. I think they'll play well again. I expect him to get a lot of targets again. And I think it's going to be good. Speaking of Zeke, Vikings come into town.
Without Thielen.
No, ain't nobody worry about Thielen.
What are you talking about?
I ain't studying. This is a Dalvin Cook, Ezekiel Elliott matchup here. This is a running back for running back matchup.
Thielen matters, man.
You got Diggs. What more do you need?
You need Thielen.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Any excuse not to give the Cowboys credit.
I don't care about the
Who are you picking to win?
Why do you like the Cowboys?
I like that they stand for something.
What are you talking about?
They stand for something.
What do they stand for?
They stand for football. They stand for freedom. They stand for America.
What?
They stand for Thanksgiving.
What is this freedom?
They stand for all that. That's what the Cowboys stand for. They represent what's best about us.
Closet Cowboy fan?
No, I couldn't stand Tony Romo.
I can't tell.
I didn't think DeMarco Murray was that. DeMarco Murray.
He was good. He fumbled.
I didn't think Marion the Barbarian was anything special.
So what are you talking about then? You just like Zeke. That's what it is. You like Zeke. T.O. disrespected himself.
No, they disrespected T.O. Best receiver in Cowboy history.
What?
Best receiver in Cowboy history.
What about Michael Irvin?
Stand by what I said. T.O. best receiver in NFL history.
What?
Go that far.
My
best receiver NFL history.
Not this again. Look, T.O. is not the best receiver in football.
Well, if you're the best ever, that makes you the best during your time period as well.
Ever. He is not it.
100%.
It's Jerry.
Nope.
Or
cheater.
Randy.
Nope. Quitter. Here's what we do know. Vikings coming to town.
T.O.'s a journeyman.
Yeah, everybody wants a piece of the greatness.
Everyone was done with him.
You know what they do?
He's like a bike.
You know what they do?
Him along.
You know what they do at blockbuster movies? They open them in all theaters because everybody want to see him. That was T.O. Everybody want to get a piece of him, and wherever he went, success followed. Buffalo's best season ever with Trent Edwards as a quarterback. T.O. Just saying. So
if you want it, people don't let you go. You stay where you are.
They can't hold you.
Or they didn't want him.
I mean, Braun's been all over the place.
The folks can't see. He has his hands up.
Braun's been everywhere.
And that's how people were saying hands up. Hey, you can have him, bro. You can have him. Can I have T.O.? You can have him.
Those hands
What
were
did my boy Skip Bayless said? T.O. stood for what? Do you remember what he said?
He says it stands for Team Obliterator.
Team Obliterator. Exactly.
Yeah. And what I saw is T.O. on the program talking with Skip and outlining clearly. Skip says, well, I talked to this guy, and they said that you were bad in the locker room. And T.O. said, yeah, but did you talk to these other guys that said I was great in the locker room? And Skip's like, I don't believe them. I'm like, Skip, you just a hater.
No, he's speaking the truth. T.O.'s just trying to, all right.
If he was,
how about this? How about this, bro? How about when T.O. finally, after all his crying, to get into the Hall of Fame, and he
Hall of Shame,
and
Hall of Fame has no value whatsoever,
and he was
Hall of Fame has no value whatsoever. No matter what anyone says, the numbers T.O. put up, being second or third in every receiving category, automatic first ballot Hall of Fame, no questions asked. They kept him out because they didn't like him.
Whatever.
Hall of Fame has no value whatsoever. But go ahead.
Anyways, they did because he was a jerk.
Yeah, emotion, how you feel about me doesn't change what I've done.
So what? So voters, the media, if I've thrown folks, this is why it matters to be nice to the media, because they vote who go in the Hall of Fame.
This is why it doesn't matter to vote. You should not change anything about your character that prevents you from being great at what your craft is. Yeah. And if people don't like it, so be it, because the true fans will remember it. People like me, people who watched him on the field.
I love T.O.
People who saw when he got the ball in his hands, the fear.
He also had questionable hands.
He had some drops. Again, I don't necessarily care about drops. Quarterbacks throw picks. So what? Running backs fumble.
I care about
so
drops.
I'd like you to catch everything, but players make plays. You know, Jordan missed free throws. Whatever. When you got the most dangerous receiver when the ball was in his hands, as far as speed, muscle, and escapability, all of that. So, I mean, I have nothing. T.O.'s numbers speak for themselves. If he'd only played with somebody better than Trent Edwards and Jeff Garcia.
Jeff Garcia was pretty good.
And Donovan McNabb, he could have had something great.
Be good.
I'm waiting on him. Has he played with a Hall of Fame quarterback?
I don't know.
Romo, McNabb, Garcia, Edwards, Carson Palmer. Those are some bad quarterbacks.
Romo's not a bad quarterback.
Romo's going to make it where?
He's going to make the Hall of Fame.
What, is he about a bus ticket?
He will make the Hall of Fame. Anyway, speaking of Hall of Fame, get me off track here.
No, he will.
Yes, he will. We can make a bet right now. Romo's going to make the Hall of Fame.
0%. I told you Hall of Fame is a sham. Why would he be in there?
He's going to make the Hall of Fame.
He doesn't lead anything in anything.
He will make the Hall of Fame.
Other than celebrities.
Because of your cowboy, your little closet cowboy fandom. He will make it because of the other closet cowboy fans out there within the media. And he has a great relationship with the media.
He does.
And if he doesn't make it as a player, he's going to make it as an analyst. All right, so here, how about this? When T.O., when he didn't make the Hall of Fame, and then when he finally did,
yes,
what did he do?
He had his speech at his old college. Yeah, that's where he had his induction, because that's where he wanted the people to believe him.
He gave them a big middle finger by not showing up.
He did the right thing.
That's what I'm saying. This guy here is a butthole to the very end. To the very end.
Never once has had an issue off the field of any kind. Has never once said he doesn't want to play. Has never once cheated the game, both in effort and energy. Has never once done anything other than being a sensational receiver, working his butt off. Bill Walsh. Do you respect Bill Walsh as a coach? The great 49er, the creator of the West Coast offense. Bill Walsh said T.O. was the smartest receiver he's ever seen.
These players and
he
coaches,
worked with Jerry Rice.
They always say the nice things about these players. That's what they're supposed to do.
They don't have to say anything about certain players.
They don't have to, but it's what they do. It's their code of conduct.
T.O. could draw up plays easily on the board.
Who can't?
This is Apparently, a lot of people.
Old lineman
boy
can
Jerry
do
Rice
it.
can't even speak in front of a camera. That red light comes on. He starts stuttering like he's got some kind of learning
man's a
disorder.
player. And that's gonna be TL long enough. Don't you worry.
TL, great condition. He can go out there right now, run about 4:40.
Ain't no question about TL. TL was always in great shape.
Great shape. I'm thinking about buying me a bodysuit now. I might go full on bodysuit tomorrow. You know, I got to work out in the morning. Oh, I'm not looking forward to this. Not looking forward to this at all.
You never answered my question. How many interceptions will Russell Wilson throw?
I don't think he'll throw any interceptions.
Exactly, and that's the wager.
And you have him at 2, so over under.
No. 1.
You said 2.
I think I said 2 pick sixes, but it don't matter
So over under
for
1.
the sake of the bet.
The over
you said
under
0.
is 1.
Yeah.
So I'm taking under, and you're taking the over.
No, the over under is 0.5.
No, it is not. You already said 2.
So what? It don't matter what I think.
You can't come out the gate.
I asked you. You said
picks.
0. 0.5 over under.
I refuse to accept anything less than a 1 over under.
What are you
Either you
talking
believe
about?
him or you don't.
What do you mean? I was joking, and I said I'm being pure. It's showing pure hate. I hope he throws 2 pick sixes, but it's like
not just picks,
reality.
pick sixes.
Exactly. That's just pure hate. As far as interceptions
why do you
go,
hate Russell Wilson?
0.5 because CMC should be MVP, and because you keep building this man up. And that is why.
Are you jealous of Sierra? Is that what this is about? Are you a fan of Future, and you're mad that Russell stole her from him?
Man, I couldn't care less about Sierra.
Do you like Future's music?
Not really.
I can't tell.
I like Russell. I like Russell as a quarterback, man.
I really can't tell.
But it's you hyping him up so much.
One more question. Who's the best quarterback in football right now?
What are you talking about?
Just right now, who is the best? To you, there's no right answer.
Like my humble opinion?
Yeah, who do you actually think right now is playing the best quarterback in football?
See, I knew you had to word it a certain type of way.
Right. Currently playing the best quarterback in football.
Right.
Yes. Because
Aaron Rodgers.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I just wanted to know because I saw him against the Chargers recently.
Yeah. And we're going to see Russell against the Niners on Monday.
I saw him against the Chargers.
And recently. I saw Russell against the Ravens recently.
Wasn't he scoring that game?
They didn't do a pick six. Didn't they lose? Didn't they lose at home?
I'm just saying.
Were they at home or were they on the road?
They were at home.
Exactly.
But Lamar's pretty good. I got him at number 4 in my voting.
Who?
I got Lamar at number 4.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
And CMC's moved up. Exactly. I like that. CMC's what? Number 2? Number 1?
Deshaun's still number 2.
So CMC moved up to number 3.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep convincing you. Eventually, he'll be number 1.
Russell Wilson would have to fail multiple games in a row, before I would put CMC in the category.
If CMC runs for 200 yards, has 3 touchdowns against the Packers, and Russell Wilson throws a $120 with 3 interceptions and a fumble loss,
then they'll pull closer because one game is a throwaway.
Here's the thing: it's not just one game.
One game is a throwaway. Here's the thing, because I thought Todd Gurley should have been MVP.
His numbers aren't that good, like CMC is on pace for.
I think he had like 23 touchdowns.
CMC is on pace for more.
I understand that. But the year that it was Tom Brady won the MVP, it was a throwaway MVP. They just gave it to him when the Rams were clearly far and away the best team with the best running back, and Gurley was so instrumental.
Thank you. That's the point.
I said Gurley should be MVP. That's how I felt. They gave it to Brady because, Northeastern biased and whatever. That's kind of the barometer. CMC is going to have to carry this team on his back to the finish line. I say the finish line as well because Carson Wentz, who won 13 games and a game winner on a torn ACL in Los Angeles, should have been MVP that year. But because he didn't play in like the final 2 games, they gave it to Brady. So apparently,
2 games,
whatever it was the majority of the year he won. He did all the damage because he didn't play at the end. They gave it to Brady. So it feels like you have to be amazing at running back, better than the average quarterback, because that's all Brady has been, is average recently. And then 2, you have to finish the season. You can't miss any games. So that's kind of the 2 things. So if McCaffrey is better than the average quarterback, and he's also plays every single game, then he would get the MVP over an average quarterback.
You know what you're missing, man? So CMC,
Russell's not average.
Obviously, CMC has to play all the games. I'll give you that. But what you're missing was that Todd Gurley in that offense. Yes, he had Sean McVay. Yes, he had Jared Goff and Robert Woods and Cooper Kupp and Brandon Cooks. And let's not forget.
Did they have Brandon Cooks that year? I forget.
He
just can't. It doesn't matter.
Don't question me.
I don't know if I'm thinking. I'm not sure if I'm thinking the same year or not. One of these last 2 years.
And if it wasn't Brandon Cooks, it was Sammy Watkins, and he still had Aaron Donald and a stout defense. The Panthers don't have any of that. So the difference is Ty was doing all that on the whole team. You can say, man, the Rams are good overall.
Right.
But the Panthers are not good overall. It's only CMC. So this does not apply to him.
Wait, you're talking about the method of assessing the players doesn't apply to him
because the Rams had a complete team, whereas the Panthers do not.
You're saying
I think
because
you're
of the
missing it.
Panthers' ineptitude.
Yeah.
Ah.
And that's why the Vikings won, because all they had is AP those years ago, or But in this case, why Todd didn't win it? Because you could say, man, that's a really good team with or without Todd, and C.J. Anderson, proved that later on. But CMC, no, ain't no question. The Panthers are not a good team without him. He is it.
Who has the most rushing yards in the football list right now, as we stand today?
I think if I had to take a guess, I want to guess two people.
Okay.
I want to guess either Ezekiel Elliott or Dalvin Cook. Let's go Dalvin Cook.
Whoa, you're not even gonna put CMC? Hold on a second. You just dropped the banner for CMC.
What do you mean?
He doesn't even lead the league in rushing?
Because he has... Oh, my God. I've already explained this to you.
Second.
Unlike Ezekiel Elliott and Dalvin Cook, they have so many weapons to stop. CMC can't get those easy yardage just like these other guys.
So before we even go...
Because they are stopping him. They're trying to... That's all they have.
So he's so great that he's so far and ahead, better than everyone. Have you seen how he's carried the team?
Look at the touchdowns.
But... He's not. Doesn't lead the league in rushing. I'm just not gonna.
He's not.
He's great.
He's
but
not
he's not
leading the league in rushing. No,
you're right. He doesn't. Dalvin Cook does.
Yeah.
Rushing touchdowns. He has 10. He leads the league in 10 rushing touchdowns.
There we go.
Dalvin has 9.
Okay.
So that's fair.
I'll give
you that.
Team.
Does he lead the league in receiving yards?
Receiving yards from a running back perspective.
From running back perspective.
No.
So he doesn't lead the league in rushing. He doesn't lead the league in receiving from a running back.
Who leads the league in receiving?
I'll give you a couple guesses.
I don't care about that.
Austin Eckler leads the league in receiving.
Actually, I didn't know that because all you do is check down to Austin.
And then James White. So I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Does he lead the league in receiving touchdowns from the running back position?
Probably not.
No, he doesn't. Austin Eckler again.
Yeah.
Then Jamal Williams.
Okay, yeah.
So I mean, he's not leading the league in rushing yards.
Okay.
Not leading the league in receiving yards.
Okay.
Obviously from running back position.
Okay.
Not leading the league in receiving touchdowns.
Okay.
And yet he's just the best.
All right, let's look at Russell since you went up.
Don't you have to do?
No. Let's look at Russell.
You're making a hard case.
I know.
I'm just saying.
I know. Russell.
I'd have to look it up. Sometimes things don't appeal to my eyes quickly.
Yeah. Okay. That's fine. I want to see because he's not leading in these categories because it's so difficult for him. Again, he has to have these major runs just to keep pace with these other guys.
Yeah.
What's up with Russell?
Hold on a second. We're getting to it. I'm going to pull it up right now. Okay. Because here's one thing that you can't measure though.
Heart.
You can't measure heart. You knew exactly where I was going with that, and that's something I want you to remember because they're a running team in Seattle, and so he doesn't have to.
I don't hear these excuses, man. Come on.
Well, I mean,
when you asked me a question, I figured, bam, he's not leading in any of these things, but he's leading in touchdowns. He's leading in something. I want to hear Russell leading in something.
Well, we're talking. There are a lot of quarterbacks.
Nah, man, no. He's said no.
He's currently 11th in yards per game.
Okay, what about passing yards?
I'm looking directly across. I'm not seeing a direct number on passing yard. There it is. Season passing. There. I don't know why that was so difficult to find. Currently, season passing yards, 11. That makes sense. Passing yards per game. So
right. We're not done. We're not done. Passing touchdowns.
See, and again, one of the things you don't factor in.
No, I don't care, man. Nope, I don't want to hear that. Nope, I want to hear how many passing touchdowns he has.
Currently, he leads the NFL in passing touchdowns.
By how many?
By 3.
Okay, good.
22.
So CMC and Russell Wilson are both leading league in touchdowns.
By 3.
Yeah.
By 3. CMC by 1.
Yes. Okay.
I'm just not. You know who's number 3 in passing touchdowns? Deshaun Watson, my number 2 vote getter.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that's just something to consider. That's one of the things that I always like to consider when I'm talking about quarterbacks. When I'm factoring in players. He's number 6 in rushing yards. I think that's pretty good. I think that's a really, really good stat.
Not great.
He's number 4 in rushing touchdowns. I think that's pretty good. I mean, Lamar Jackson, obviously an MVP candidate. Deshaun Watson, MVP candidate.
With what, 3? How many rushing touchdowns does he have?
He's got 3.
Bam.
There it is. Those are 3 key touchdowns. Those are game-changing.
Sure is.
Game-making plays.
Just like CMC's touchdowns.
Here's the number I want to know. Here's the number I count. W's.
Yeah.
7. How many does CMC have? 5?
5.
Got to make it. You know what? And here's what also I count. I just want to make sure I say this before we hang it out. How long have we been on there? We're at 104. Here's the last thing that I want to make sure, because MVPs need to have key moments, right? You need to have that moment. Right? Is that fair? A spotlight game, a spotlight performance. Russell Wilson has got games that he's won in overtime, games that he's put the team on his back and carried them to victory. There's been one opportunity for the Panthers.
Bro, no. Before you try to end it on that
for
jazz,
the Panthers.
Who did Russell just beat last week?
Tampa Bay.
Exactly.
Now, did Carolina take care of Tampa Bay the first time they played them at home?
Nope.
And what happened in that game? Can you remind the people at home? 4th and goal from the 1-yard line. Direct snap to your MVP. Yeah. And what does he do? He jogs to the left and gets tackled. Fails at home. Prime time. Against the same team, Russell Wilson went toe-to-toe with.
It's a part of the story.
And won.
It's a part of the story. The hero, he rises up, he comes down, and he comes back with authority. Russell, he's having a good year, but CMC will rise to the top.
Oh, we'll see. I can't wait to see you on next week.
Russell's throwing a pick. 0.5. Over.
Under.
Let's go.